Hello and welcome back to The Movies Made Us Do It. Or in this case, The Movies Made Me Do It. Matt has had to take a break from the show. Life things going on, much more important than this silly podcast. Matt will be back, do not worry. Hopefully soon we'll be back to our regular podcast episodes, and we will come back to Angels with Dirty Faces. That was the movie we were going to review together. Unfortunately, we've had to take a brief break. However, my 41-year-old ass is incapable of retaining any knowledge, especially when it comes to new movies. I watch films, they come into my head, and they disappear, and I never think about them ever again, it seems. Since I turned 40, this has been a problem. I don't know if you have a similar problem. You seem to get to a certain age, or at least I did. I got to a certain age, and all retention of knowledge, it just disappears from my mind. So, as a result, since I've seen a few films, I figured I would do a solo show. Maybe I'll do a couple of solo shows. We'll see how it goes. I'm not sure when Matt's going to be ready to come back. Hopefully soon. But in the meantime, maybe I'll do some solo shows. So, I actually, let's start with the big one. I actually went to the cinema. Remember those? I went to the cinema last weekend because I was up early. Even for me, I was up early. And so I didn't have any plans until like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I thought, well, can I walk to the cinema, get a film in for the show, and then get to where I needed to be by 1 o'clock. And it turned out there was one film I could do that with, and that film was Jurassic World Rebirth. Directed by Gareth Edwards, written by, allegedly, Michael Crichton. I am assuming that's just the original novel. I don't know. And David Coop, starring Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, and Jonathan Bailey. So, first off, the cinema. I often find... Hey, by the way, if you thought that just because Matt's not here right now, that we still can't go off on tangents, I can tangent by myself, I'll have you know. The cinema. I find myself, sometimes I forget just how much I enjoy the cinema experience, particularly these days because a lot of these cinemas, there's less cinemas. At least in the UK, they've got rid of a load of cinemas, and the big chains, they've downsized to a smaller number of these multi-screen cinemas, but they have pimped them out with like the most comfortable seats, the best air conditioning, the great, fantastic picture. It is a joy to go to the cinema, and, maybe that led to me seeing this film a little more positively than most, because I understand this movie is getting shit on by the vast majority of critics from what I've seen. But no, a comfy seat and air conditioning goes a long way. All joking aside, I love the cinema experience, and every now and again, this was one of those weekends I was like, do you know what? I just need to see a film in the cinema. I don't really care what it is. I just want to see a film in the cinema. And Jurassic World Rebirth, serving as... Well, at least I thought it was serving as something of a reboot. It's not. Well, it kind of is, but it's not. Was the film, that I could see gave me enough time to get to where I needed to go, and I thought, yeah, why not? It's they're clearly trying to come back from those dreadful Jurassic World movies. Speaking of which, let's never get to this Jurassic World review. Let's just procrastinate and talk about everything but this movie. History of me with Jurassic Park World, so that you know where I'm coming from. Jurassic Park, I think, is one of the best films of the 90s. I adore Jurassic Park. I think it's wonderful. Pretty much every movie after that, I barely remember or I hate. So, Jurassic Park The Lost World, a friend reminded me on Saturday, that's the one with the T-Rex running through the city at the end. I'd forgotten that. My only memory of Jurassic Park Lost World is the scene where the girl does the gymnastics in the bus or whatever it is that's falling in the trees, and then she drop kicks a velociraptor in the face. That's my only memory of that movie, which probably explains why I've not watched it since. Jurassic Park 3, Alan. That's the only bit I remember. The velociraptor saying Alan. That's about all I remember of that film. Jurassic World, the big comeback. We're going back to Jurassic Park, and we're rebooting the franchise, and we won't turn it into a bag of shit, we promise. Jurassic World, I actually think I like a lot more than maybe most or some people. I really like half of Jurassic World. There's something I've always loved. I've always loved Jurassic Park. I love the idea of Jurassic Park. So the biggest thing that always bothered me with Jurassic Park, if it's a criticism, I don't think it's a criticism because the film's not based around this, but I always wanted to see the park, just operational park. I am a boring fuck, and I feel like I could watch a movie where it's just Jurassic Park. We just get to see Jurassic Park working. Nothing goes wrong, or maybe a little bit goes wrong, a little bit of peril, but I'm happy just seeing it open. This wondrous theme park. Full of these dinosaurs that we brought back to life, and I really enjoyed that with Jurassic World. That was the part of Jurassic World I loved. Seeing the park open, seeing the attractions, seeing the kids go around and be excited about what they're seeing. Things I hated about Jurassic World, and we are getting towards Rebirth now. Mutant dinosaurs. I hate that idea. I hate the idea of mutant dinosaurs. The idea that people are bored of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, so we need to make mutant dinosaur, is possibly one of the stupidest ideas concepts I have heard. I like, are people bored of seeing lions in the zoo? Like, I don't go to the zoo, but I assume people still enjoy seeing. They're not like, oh man, I'm bored of lions. They're so dull. Oh god, gorillas, how boring. It's such an insulting crap idea. I know it's a commentary on commercialization, but you already had that in Jurassic World. You can see the shops are just full of this crap, for people to buy, and I'm sure like a museum, you're forced through it to escape Jurassic World, and they should have had a scene of that in Jurassic World or Park where they're trying to escape and they have to exit through the gift shop. But yeah, that I hated, but I loved seeing the park open. The Jurassic World 2, I don't even remember the name of it, fucking awful. This is the one that has they're like, what if Jurassic Park wasn't on an island and it was just in a house? It's just in some dude's house. So they take the dinosaurs to a house and they bid on them, and a velociraptor cries in it. That's about all I remember of Jurassic World 2. And Jurassic World 3, they brought back Alan Grant. I love Alan Grant. That was cool. Nice that you brought him back. Shame the movie was terrible. And again, my memory of it, they brought everyone back, right? Laura Dern was there, and everyone was there. And I think the film was about giant locusts or something. Wasn't it about a locust swarm? I don't think it was even about dinosaurs in the end. Awful. Just awful. And then along comes Jurassic World Rebirth. And Jurassic World Rebirth was billing itself as a reboot, and it kind of is. It's a soft reboot of the franchise. Where this film fails is everything that led up to this film, apart from Jurassic Park and half of Jurassic World. It's the mutation thing, and it's the fact that we're following on. See, I thought they were just rebooting. I'd hoped. And then I saw the trailer, and I was like, oh god, what are you talking about? The cure to humanity is dinosaur DNA, and we need to go to the island to get dinosaur DNA. I'm like, oh, this sounds terrible. But, directed by Gareth Edwards. Now, I like Gareth Edwards. I like a lot of Gareth Edwards movies. I liked The Creator. I think he did probably. I mean, I'm a big fan of King of the Monsters. But I think objectively, he probably made the best American Godzilla movie in 2014's Godzilla. Visually stunning movie, some wonderful, wonderful scenes in that movie. I think objectively probably the best American Godzilla movie we got from Gareth Edwards. So, I was excited to see a Gareth Edwards take on Jurassic Park World, right? So from that perspective, great. And then, a brand new cast, and Scarlett Johansson, I think, is great. Mahershala Ali in the right role, fantastic. So I was kind of interested. The trailer gave me red flags. Then I saw the toy of the Rancor. Spoilers, there's a fucking Rancor in this movie. It's a mutated dinosaur that looks like a Rancor. Is like if a Rancor fucked a xenomorph. That's what you get. And some other mutated creatures. Now this is they say in the trailer it's the island where they kept the most dangerous dinosaurs, the ones they couldn't control. They're all on this island. So that's what we're going to. We're going to the most dangerous island. So the movie, it opens. It does not make a good first impression. This movie opens with possibly the dumbest opening to a movie I've seen in a long time. I will say that off the bat. And you're going to think I'm joking. I am not joking. The opening of this movie is on the island. It's like 16 years, I think, before the events of the movie. So this is the island where they're doing their genetic experiments on dinosaurs, creating two-headed dinosaurs and stuff. That you never see them. They're in a test tube, and you're like, oh my god, there's two-headed dinosaurs. Are they going to go really wacky with this movie? Not really. You never see them outside of they're in a massive vat of whatever goo. At the start of the movie. So top secret lab and all super secure, air sealed rooms for these mutations to exist in and be fed in and experimented on. And the opening of this movie, I kid you not, is a slob. A slob is eating a Snickers bar. And he drops the wrapper on the floor, and that gets into the door mechanism, and it shorts out the security door. So the D-Rex, the Rancor monster, murders a bunch of the workers there, and I guess maybe they abandoned the facility at that point because a slob couldn't be bothered to clean up his Snickers wrapper. That's literally the opening of this movie. And if you quit at that point, I understand, because oh my god, I was sighing. I was like, what have I done? I was relatively convinced that going to the cinema to see this was probably a mistake, and all of my fears have come true. But then the rest of the movie continues, and I am pleased to say that personally for me, I thought the movie improved vastly from slob with Snickers wrapper moment at the opening of this movie. Not a good way to open your movie, in my opinion. So, we are introduced to, unfortunately, the fallout of the previous movie. Dinosaurs are all over the earth now because there was, oh god, I forgot. Yeah, there was the fucking clone girl who decides to let all the dinosaurs out. That happened in the house one. Jurassic House happened in that one. So now they're everywhere. Dinosaurs are everywhere, but they're all dying off. They're alive in certain parts of the world where the climate, where they can, where they're used to the climate and they can kind of exist. In most parts of the world, the dinosaurs are dying off, and people are fucking sick of these dinosaurs. There's a guy at the start of this movie who's really pissed off. He's late for work because this fucking dinosaur decided to just die in the street. A selfish dinosaur. One asshole. Making this guy late for work. Furious. Everyone's beeping their horns at this dinosaur. Nonsense. Absolute crap. If a dog's dying in the road, I feel like most people would be a bit more compassionate. And this is a fucking dinosaur. There are not many in the world. It would be like a panda fucking dying in the street in New York. Do you think people would be like, oh, fuck it, go get to... Actually, they probably would. That's a fair point. Maybe people are more Yeah, maybe people are assholes. I don't know. But anyway, they're sick of dinosaurs, and this dinosaur's dying in the street, and the guy's pissed off. But anyway, Scarlett Johansson turns up. She was told to meet this man, and she's met him in the car. She's tracked him down because she's a mercenary, and she's very good at finding people and tracking people. So Scarlett Johansson is a mercenary. She runs a mercenary outfit, or at least she knows a bunch of mercenaries that part of her old team or current team, including Mahershala Ali. And so she is taken to this biotech billionaire who basically says, hey, I can make you. I have the cure to everything. This miracle cure. The humanity will just cure every disease with what I've got. But I don't have it. Like, I know, I believe this will work. I have zero evidence whatsoever that any of this will work. But on my hunch, I believe... This sounds really fucking dumb. I know. It is really dumb. This movie is trash, but it is... Bear with me. It has positives. He's like, right, I can fucking save humanity. But my hunch is we need DNA from 3 of the biggest dinosaurs. They have to be big boys. They can't be small. And we're all questioning why. And he says basically it's because... The big ones, they live for like 100 years. You're like, well, so do elephants, buddy. So do tortoises. Giant tortoises last for 100 years. Don't they? How long do elephants last? I think they last about 100 years. People last 100 years. I think maybe he said a couple of hundred. I don't know. Anyway, that's the conceit of the movie. They need the DNA of the big dinosaurs. They need 3 of the biggest dinosaurs. Oh, and they need to be... It's like a video game. You've got your air stage, your water stage, and your land stage. So they've got to get a land dinosaur, a water dinosaur, and a sky flying dinosaur. Is bullshit. Just go with it. Okay. And so then we're also introduced to the I guess he's an archaeologist. He runs a dinosaur museum, and basically no one goes there anymore because dinosaurs just exist now. They don't need him. He's a paleontologist, Jonathan Bailey, and so he is kind of tricked into coming along, or told he has to come along because he's the expert. He's like, hey, these are a bunch of fucking mercenaries. They don't know which dinosaur is which. You're gonna have to come in and show us. And he's invented this thing. You attach the needle to the gun, and it shoots in the dinosaur. It takes enough blood, and when it's got enough blood, it shoots out and parachutes down safely to the ground. Fine. So he's tricked into coming along, and immediately Scarlett Johansson's character immediately won me over. She's like, fuck off. I am not doing this. This sounds really dumb. Because this island is obviously it's quarantined. It's highly illegal to even go to the island. So she's like, piss right off, buddy. I'm not doing that. And he's like, I'll give you $10 million. You'll never have to work again in the rest of your life. And she's like, cool, sweet, I'm in it for the money. And I appreciate that in a character. I'm like, good for you. She's like, no, for money I'll do it. For enough money, fine. I don't care about dinosaurs or people, but I do care about money, as any good mercenary should. So she's like, fine, I'll do it. They meet up with the rest of the team, the mercenary team, and they kind of swindle the guy into more money. It's quite funny. They're a good team. The mercenary team are great. So the first, then they head off, and decide to get the water dinosaur first. The big boy, I forget his name. Hang on. This will tell me. Wikipedia, help me. The Mosasaurus, the big boy from Jurassic World. The one that ate the mutant dinosaur at the end of Jurassic World. One of them. And it happens to have its hunting ground is around the island they're heading to anyway, so it's super convenient. They can just go and get it from there. So off they go. And great. I'm like, yeah, do you know what? This movie's picked up. I'm liking it. We got our mercenary team. I like this mercenary team. We have the obvious bad guy in the pharmaceutical asshole, played by Rupert Friend, who, you know, does a good job at being asshole. He's very good in that role. He plays it well. I'm sure he's a lovely man in real life. But asshole, he plays them well. So I'm having fun. And then the problems happen. Family. It's a Spielberg adjacent movie. Amblin Productions. We need family in this movie. You didn't need family in this movie. Family are shit. The family are fucking suck the soul out of this movie. The family gets shipwrecked by the Mosasaurus. They shouldn't be there. Don't know how they got there. Made a mistake. And so the family, which includes a father, a daughter, a little child, and the daughter's boyfriend. And they're all, you know, the boyfriend's a weed-smoking dickhead with a heart of gold, it turns out. Spoilers. He's got a heart of gold. And he's a good swimmer. But anyway. So they're sailing. It's their last trip, I think, before the daughter goes to uni or something. So he's decided to do this really dumb, possibly get us all killed, sailing across the ocean thing. And they get attacked by the Mosasaurus. So they're shipwrecked, rescued by Scarlett Johansson's mercenary team. And then subsequently, they are all shipwrecked. And they're split they're split again. So they get picked up by the team, but then that ship also gets run into the island, and they're separated. So you've got, much like in the original Jurassic Park, you had Alan Grant and the kids, and then you had Laura Dern, the fuck was her character's name, and Malcolm, and all of that lot. They're, you know, separate group. They do the same here. Mercenary group, family. Anytime we're with the mercenary group, it's fun. Anytime we're with the family, it is dull. They should have, in my opinion, I would have cut half an hour out of this movie. I would have got rid of the family entirely. I would have put the T-Rex raft thing, which is in the trailer, which involves the family. I would have just put that in somehow with the mercenary team and just completely cut the family out. And I think this would... Oh, and got rid of the fucking mutant monsters. Get to that in a minute. I'll get to you in a minute, Rancor. Cut that out, and it would have been a much better movie for it. The family suck. Every time the family were on screen, I was like, I just don't... just go away. I don't want you on my screen. Go back to Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali and their team, right? Zora is Scarlett Johansson's character's name. And so we go from there. I won't spoil the movie. They do, I guess, you know, there were moments in this movie where I'm like, why the fuck is this dinosaur doing that? Like, the T-Rex just goes underwater at one point. It's in one of the trailers. It's a cool scene. But I'm like, would the T-Rex really submerge itself underwater? That seems like a silly idea. Maybe it would. But this movie does have the ability to just kind of go, mutants! So, any bullshit you're going to pull, I'd say, oh, no, that's not realistic. They're like, well, mutant. We mutated it, so now it goes underwater, I guess. And fine. The T-Rex raft scene is actually a very effective scene if you take your brain and throw it against the wall and just watch it. Like many of the scenes in this movie. One of the things I will say that I appreciated in this movie, actually, is that it does get worse towards the end with the fan service, the like, hey, remember this from Jurassic Park or World. But I did appreciate that the dinosaurs from Jurassic Park, they're in the movie, but they're not the stars of the movie, and they're never Like, oh my god, look at the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Let's play the theme tune and you know, follow it for 20 hours of the movie and let's make velociraptors the entire movie, or the spitty dinosaur, let's make him the major part of the movie. They don't do that much. And I really appreciated that. Like the velociraptors are like in one scene, T-Rex is in one scene, two scenes, one scene. You know, they're here but they're not fan servicey, which I really appreciated. They're like, hey, there are other dinosaurs, dickheads. So, you know, great. I am all for that. I'm all for just seeing these other dinosaurs and it just being like, yeah, there's a T-Rex on the island, so we'll get a scene with the T-Rex, but the T-Rex isn't going to come in like Superman at the end of the movie or, you know, whatever. So I kind of appreciated that. And I will say, it's Gareth Edwards. This film is really well shot. It's trash, but it's really well shot. Because it's Gareth Edwards. He understands scale. He understands how to shoot dinosaurs the same way he understood how to shoot Godzilla. So it looks really good. And if you can put your logic aside, it looks great. And for the most part, it's acted pretty good too. I thought Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali, the standouts, are really good. Jonathan Bailey was great as the paleontologist. And Rupert Friend, I again, he's great at being unlikable. He's very good at that. I'm sure he's nice, but he's good at being an asshole. The rest of them, Manuel Garcia Ruffalo, or Ruffalo, he plays the father of the family. Luna Blaze is the daughter of the family. They're great, right? They're fine in the roles they've been cast in. I just do not like their roles at all. You know, you've got is it David Akono? He plays the boyfriend. He's like a weed guy. Has a couple of funny-ish moments. But the family altogether I could have done without. The rest though, genuinely enjoyed the rest of the people, the characters in the movie. Honestly, it's not a smart movie, obviously. It's really dumb. But I will say it's one of the better Jurassic movies in the Jurassic Park World series. I will probably never see it again in my life, but I would put it up there with the first part of Jurassic World. It's a bit of fun. It's good fun. I hate mutant dinosaurs. So every time they're on screen, I'm like, why are we doing this? And the D-Rex is the stupidest looking thing ever. But it's really well shot. It looks like a fucking Rancor, but it's really well shot when it's on screen. And, you know, that goes a long way for me. And I liked the characters for the most part, apart from the family. So I'm gonna say, despite oh shit, yeah. One other major negative: there is a Baby Yoda in this movie. The kid names this fucking dinosaur Dolores. It's like a little dinosaur, and it is in her bag for the movie. Fucking hell! Did this movie suck? Have I been duped into enjoying this movie because of air conditioning and good seats? No. There is some things I like. There is a lot to like about this movie, in my opinion. It's not as bad as people are saying, because a lot of people are saying it's terrible. Now, I do have terrible taste. I'm the first to admit that, but I did quite enjoy this movie. Holy shit! I've managed to ramble 30 minutes about this movie already. There's enough to enjoy this movie. I think I don't know if you want to cinema it. It was a fine cinema popcorn experience. It's really dumb. It's a dumb dinosaur action movie, but you could do worse. You could do, you know, Jurassic World 2 or 3 worse. They were awful. This movie is not awful. It's not particularly amazing, but it's not awful either. And I think it's got some really strong points. I think Mahershala Ali, Scarlett Johansson are great. I think Gareth Edwards, as always, fantastic work at directing. You could do worse. And as I said, it does descend into a little more fan service towards the end, but for the most part, I thought it was relatively restrained in that respect. So yeah, Jurassic World Rebirth, I'm gonna say I would recommend when it comes to streaming, get it cheap. Inevitably it'll end up on one of those streaming things for free, and if you're subscribed, I would give it a watch. You'll probably only watch it the once, but it's not bad. There are worse movies out there. So yeah, I would recommend it. I don't know if it's worth the price of a cinema ticket, although if you live in the UK, it's going to be like 33 degrees. 33 degrees this weekend, so an air-conditioned cinema might be the way to go. I think I would rather sweat to death than watch Superman, though. We'll see how desperate I get for air conditioning in the coming week. But in any case, Jurassic World Rebirth, I think watch it on streaming. And if you got a family that want to go see a fun stompy dinosaur movie, maybe go see it in the cinema. The other movie I saw was the Amazon Prime exclusive movie. I think it may have even been made for Amazon Prime. Heads of State, which is a movie, if you haven't seen the trailer, it is a movie about the Prime Minister of the UK, played by Idris Elba, and the President of the US, played by John Cena, teaming up to take down a global conspiracy. It is exactly as dumb as it sounds. And you know what? It knows exactly what it's doing. It knows it's stupid. And as a result, it is very, very fun. It is fucking stupid, but it's fun. I think me and Matt have talked about this a lot on this show. It's fine to be a dumb action movie if you know you're being a dumb action movie. Like the tone is everything, and this movie 100% knows that it is being very silly. So what is this movie about beyond that plot? That is basically the plot. Effectively, we open with this joint team of MI6 and CIA officers, and they're led by Noelle, and she's the leader of this team. They're trying to take down this arms dealer, Russian, and he's linked to Echelon, it's all top secret groups meeting and whatever, and so there's a botched attempt to take this man down. He escapes, and the team are supposedly dead. It is very obvious that Noelle is not dead. She wore body armor. Spoilers. I spoiled the opening of the movie for you. If you thought Noelle, one of the stars of the film, is dead, no, she's not dead. She's fine. Anyway, meanwhile, in the United Kingdom, where I live, Idris Elba is the Prime Minister. He is Sam Clark. And he is waiting for the President of the United States, Will Derringer, to come for a state visit. And Sam's been putting it off. He's like, oh god, this guy's just total asshole, and I hate him. Reason being that, and this is a key part of all of this, Will Derringer. So you may be mistaken in this current climate to think that John Cena playing the United States President Will Derringer is gonna be Trump. He is not Trump. The Vice President is Trump. John Cena is playing Will Derringer, president and former action star. This, which blows my mind. Like, it feels like this movie should have been made in the early 2000s when Arnold became governor. Like, it's a commentary almost on like a what if in his prime Arnold Schwarzenegger became president. Or, well, I mean, not Arnold, but, you know, an action star. You know, and clearly there's similarities to be drawn between Will Derringer and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Now, obviously, don't worry, kids, John Cena's not going to be trying to do an accent of any kind. I don't think he's capable of that. So he's just doing American John Cena. But we see some clips of his previous movies and stuff. That Walter Cobra, I think it's called, and goddamn, would I watch that movie? It looks dumb as fuck. It looks amazing. It looks like a canon movie, which I'm all about. So, oh man, do you know this show is so much harder? Like, Matt is the brains of this podcast, so from that perspective, I'm lost. I'm just an idiot. Matt does all of the research and thinking. I just talk shit, as you're now noticing. But the other thing is, when do you drink water if you do these on your own? There you go, some folio for you. So Will Derringer, star of the Walter Cobra movies, is now president of the United States. He's super popular with the people of the United States. Meanwhile, Sam, the Prime Minister of Britain, is like in his like final term, and everyone hates him. He's really unpopular now. He's dropped in the ratings, and so in comes this super popular president. And immediately they are at odds. You know, Sam and Will do not get on at all. We do see, though, it's not like they make Will, you know, John Cena's character to be a complete asshole. You see, he's got a daughter. He really does care, and he is trying to do good. He's just not very. Well, he's new in office. He doesn't really understand the role, and everyone mocks him because he was an action star, and no one takes him seriously. Basically. He's got the nuke codes. What are you gonna do? I mean, I don't know. He should probably take him seriously. So in any case, they have a press conference together. They're at each other's throats. It doesn't go well. The press conference is an embarrassment, and as a result of this public spat and this kind of embarrassing press conference, they decide it would look good because there's a NATO summit coming up. I wonder if that'll get fucked. There's a NATO summit coming up, so they decide, hey, it would be good optics if the Prime Minister of Britain, Sam Clark, took a flight with Will Derringer on Air Force One to the NATO summit. It would show that we are united and that we love each other. Both countries united, and they're going to NATO to I don't know, agree with everyone at NATO. So anyway, then they go to NATO, and peace reigns. The end. No, Air Force One gets attacked by the terrorists of the Russian man at the start of the movie, of course. And Air Force One is heavily armed, let me tell you. It's got like miniguns and shit on it, but it does them no good. It gets shot down. I don't think that's a spoiler. It's probably in the trailer, and also you know this. There was going to be something. So anyway, plane crashes. They're now stranded in Belarus, and so they are told they need to get to the NATO summit, but basically first they need to get to Poland, where they will find a US, you know, on the border of Poland. I guess there's a US stronghold. They need to get there. So it's up to these two. It's a buddy cop movie with presidents. They're in a foreign country where everyone hates their guts, and they've got to get there. You know, of course, you've got Sam, played by Idris Elba, who is the smart, contemplative, upstanding president with actual army experience, although they do make it clear he never saw action. He was army trained. And Will Derringer, the actor turned president, who thinks he knows how to shoot guns and be in action, but has never actually seen real action, and doesn't know how any of it works. Does this sound like a movie you enjoy? Then it is a movie you enjoy. It is what it is. This movie knows exactly what it's doing. Of course, they meet up with Noelle, played by Priyanka Chopra, the MI6 agent who didn't die. She turns up, she finds them, and immediately starts trying to protect them and keep them together. We get a brief cameo by Jack Quaid, who's the station agent in the safe house place. I really enjoy Jack Quaid, by the way. Whenever he turns up in stuff, I'm like, yeah, he's fun. He tends to play the same kind of character, and he's doing that here, and he's fine. He's fine. I quite enjoy him. I don't know that there's any way of spoiling this movie. I won't. I could spoil the plot right now, having seen it. But let me tell you something. I could have spoiled the plot of this film, having never seen it. The twist is really obvious. But it's fine. John Cena, I don't think has much in the way of acting range, but put him in the right role, and he's fine. Idris Elba has all the talent in the world and can probably play any role he pretty much wants. And he's great here, obviously. Paddy Considine is Paddy Considine. He's playing Victor, the Russian arms dealer. He's great, he's one of those actors I remember from smaller British movies. I think he's a director and a musician as well now, but it's always weird seeing him in these kind of roles. He's great though. He's fine. He's absolutely fine. This movie it's fine. Like I said, if you see the trailer to this and you like the trailer, you'll like this movie. It's good fun. It knows that it's total nonsense and it's just gonna have some fun. If you're willing to go along with the fun, I think you will likely enjoy the movie. I had a blast. It is absolute trash, but it knows it is, and it's just having fun with it. Like I said, I think with these kind of movies, tone is everything. I've seen a lot of those Jason Statham movies in recent years that take themselves wholly too seriously, and it just, if you're gonna be serious about it, then logic comes in and it becomes a problem for your dumb action movie. This is the opposite of that. This just knows, it's like, hey, wouldn't it be funny to do an action comedy with the president and the prime minister teaming up? Fine. The cast are great. It's well directed. It's funny, full of action. Yeah, you could do worse. It's good. It's good fun if you like that kind of silliness. I think it's it's fun, worth a watch if you got Prime. On to the news. Related news, by the way. Jurassic World Rebirth has made $1 bisquillion in its opening weekend. It did ludicrous money. Hang on, 318 million in the opening weekend. Insane. This movie's done very well. People like see? Told you people aren't bored of dinosaurs. You don't need to create bloody clones. I guarantee you if the D-Rex wasn't in the trailer or this movie, people would have still seen it. So Jurassic World Rebirth has done extremely well. Good. Cinema movies, we need the cinemas to survive. In my opinion, as much as people love streaming, I love the convenience of streaming. I love the cinema. We need to keep the cinemas going, and it makes me happy that this movie at least is done well. Hopefully, as trash as it looks, and I guess we'll get to that in a bit. Superman. Hopefully that will bring people to the cinema, because I want the cinemas to survive. I just don't know that I want to be the one to save them if it means watching Superman. Because a review leaked for Superman. Last week, was it, or on the weekend? They leaked briefly a website, a news agency website, movie news website, published a review of Superman, the new movie, and deleted it. They put it up and deleted it, I guess, within the hour, but it was too late. The internet got it, and that review is out there, and it is scathing. It's one review, so it doesn't necessarily mean the movie's going to be bad at all. But I will say that review pretty much outlined all of my fears from what I saw in the trailer. Nonsensical action, too many cameos, too many references to comic book stuff that no one's going to know unless you're a big DC fan. Too much going on, completely nonsensical plot. It's everything I feared. Now, whether that's going to be accurate to the movie, we will have to wait and see once the movie's out and there's more popular opinion out there. I will see it at some point. I just don't know that I'm willing to see it in the cinema. Maybe with friends. Who knows? But yeah, that, I don't know what happens if a major, supposedly reputable website breaks rank and leaks a review. I would assume they get sued. I mean, they took it down pretty quick and apologized, but I guess the damage is done because it's a very public review now. Because, of course, no website can publish their review, because that would be breaking DMCA or whatever it's called. But they can post the other person's review that's already been leaked. So, it's kind of public knowledge now. So, we'll see. I still think that movie's going to do very well in the box office. Whether it's any good, I guess we will find out. In really shit news, Michael Madsen has passed away. 67, star of Reservoir Dogs, and he was in Kill Bill, Species. I'm willing to bet that most people doing a tribute to Michael Madsen would not bring up Species. This is why Matt should be here. I like Species. Species is a good movie. I told you I have bad taste. Species is fun. And Michael Madsen's great in it. No, Michael Madsen is, oh my god, what an iconic actor. We will almost certainly, we will certainly come back to Michael Madsen. When Matt is back, we will talk about Michael Madsen. We will probably do a deep dive movie in tribute of Michael Madsen. So for now, I will just say a tremendous actor, an actor who, like, synonymous with my childhood, really. He was in just a whole bunch of movies, and a real range of movies as well. It's like, it was in Free Willy, he was in Species, two completely different movies, and of course his career never really, maybe I'm wrong, Matt, see, this is where I need Matt, to my mind, his career never really dipped. Like, he kept doing movies, a lot with Tarantino and whatnot. And I know he's done some smaller projects more recently, but a fantastic actor, and I will really, I think I will really miss him. I think we will miss his presence in Hollywood. And like I said, I don't want to say too much more, because I am certain that as soon as Matt's back, we're going to talk about it a lot more. But yeah, it such a shame, and we will do a proper tribute when Matt's back. We will do a deep dive movie, I am sure, of one of his movies, maybe Species, if I can convince Matt to watch Species. I don't know why I'm obsessed with Species this episode. Oh god, this is so much harder by myself. I cannot wait. Matt will be back soon, don't worry. This trash will only last a little while, and then Matt will be back. We got a trailer for The Odyssey. Well, teaser. It showed practically nothing. Chris Nolan, wonderful director, a little up his own ass, if we're being honest. Recent movies, I would say. Oppenheimer, good movie, overlong, black and white gimmick. Dunkirk, of course, me and Matt have talked at length about that movie actually being fantastic if you actually told it in order and didn't fuck about with stupid gimmicks. I despised that fucking Tenet movie. That was his, wasn't it? But he's done an awful lot of incredible movies, right? Prior. I'm a big fan of his, at least 2 of his Dark Knight movies. Matt, not so much, but I like them. I thought Inception was a tremendous film until the end, and then it's magic wand waving bullshit. But there's a lot to like of Chris Nolan's back catalogue. Fantastic movies, fantastic director anyway, and I am interested to see his Odyssey. The problem is, it's coming for me, and most people haven't seen it, so it wouldn't be a problem. And I think a lot of people hated it. I loved The Return, the Ralph Fiennes, the starring The Return. That will probably, it was one of my favorite movies when it came out. I thought it was fantastic. And so I'm curious to see, obviously this one's going to be a lot more high budget and a lot more kind of cinematic, I guess. But I thought The Return was wonderful. So it's going to be interesting to see the kind of smaller indie take and then this massive blockbuster movie. I saw a trailer for a movie, and I don't know what it's called, and I can't find it. So don't worry about it. But I did also see the trailer for The Running Man, starring Glenn Powell, who, I guess Glenn Powell is now our action star. He's the latest action star. Since Top Gun Maverick, this man's been on a roll, if you can call being in Twisters a roll. I haven't seen Twisters. There is no reason for me to see Twisters. I've seen Twister. That was dumb enough. I don't need to see Twisters. But anyway, he's on a roll. He's great in most things I've seen him in. Everything I've seen him in, possibly. And along comes Edgar Wright to make or remake The Running Man. Now, I'm at a bit of a disadvantage. Again, I'm lacking Matt. He knows things. I do not. I'm an idiot. I have never read The Running Man. I'm assuming that The Running Man, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, hey, light bulb head, I'm assuming that might not be in the book. I'm guessing. I'm gonna go guess that that's not how the book goes. However, I love the original Running Man. I think it is fantastic fun. And I love all the gimmicks, the wrestler gimmicks going on. It is a great commentary on 80s wrestling. Love it. Love The Running Man. I also love Edgar Wright. And now he's come along and he's doing his Running Man. And you know what? I really like the look of this movie. The trailer looks like so much fun, and it's completely different. Now, whether it's closer to the book, novel, I don't know. I've never read it. But I'm on board for The Running Man. This might be one of the few remakes of an 80s, 90s action movie. 80s or 90s. It was 80s, but 80s or 90s in this case, because they've remade 90s movies too. This may be one of those few instances where I'm actually excited for one of these. Like the RoboCop trailer came along and I thought it looked fucking awful, and then we had Total Recall look bloody terrible. this Red Dawn, let's not even talk about that Red Dawn movie. Christ. This looks really good. This looks fun. I don't know whether it's closer to the novel. I don't know if Edgar Wright's doing his own thing. But I'm glad he is. I'm glad it's its own thing. It looks totally different, but it looks like a lot of fun. Glenn Powell has all the charisma in the world. And so, you know, I think they're onto a winner with me, at least. I am 100% on board with seeing this movie. I think it looks really fun. Matt Reeves has finished his Batman Part 2 script. I'm glad. I know Matt Reeves has had a lot of issues in his personal life, which has led to him, I think, stepping away from being the director of the Batman Part 2. But he's still the script writer. He's finished the script. And I was mixed on the first The Batman. But I'm happy to see a sequel. I'm curious enough. We'll see how that goes when it finally goes out. I wish I could remember the name of this movie. I saw a trailer for the other day, but again, Matt would know. This is what Matt's for. We don't have a Matt at the moment. It's a problem. One thing I didn't have on my bingo card this year: Villeneuve directing James Bond. I did not see that coming. Now, Villeneuve, one of my favorite directors right now. Fantastic director. I hope the studio don't screw him. I worry that this is a film he's not going to be 100% in control of, and I worry it might just be trash. But hopefully he will pull it off, because he is one of the best directors we've got, in my opinion. And I look forward to it. We will see. So anyway, as I cannot remember the name of the movie that I saw the trailer for the other day, and I forgot to make a note of it, other than it takes place in what looks like a pandemic, and I am done with pandemic movies forever. We lived through a pandemic, and that is enough to put me off watching movies about pandemics forever. I have no interest. But anyway, that was a trailer that I saw. Cannot remember what it was called, though. But I am not on board with watching pandemic movies. I said this during the pandemic, on this show during the pandemic, and I still mean it. I am done with the pandemic. I never want to see a movie about pandemics or commentary on the pandemic. I'm done with it. Let's move forward. Nothing worse than being reminded of that time, right? In any case, shorter episode today. Oh my god, if I go for like 1 minute and 50, I would be exactly on an hour. That'd be nice. We'll see if that happens. In any case, like I said, Matt has had to take a brief break. He will be back. Don't worry. This rambling fucking mess of a show is not going to be the way it's going to be for much longer. I just felt like, I'm watching movies and I feel like I'll just come on, talk about it. We'll see how it goes. If everyone hated this, we can wait until Matt comes back. If you want me to keep going, I'll keep going with the movies that I see. I'll try and see 2 a week. I don't want to really do any deep dives unless it's a movie that Matt would not do. We've got the same taste in a lot of movies, though, so it's hard to know. So I don't want to do any deep dives until Matt's back, ideally. But I will do the modern reviews for a little while, and Matt will be back soon. Don't worry. This trash format will not be forever. It will not be much longer. I just wanted to come on and talk about Jurassic World Rebirth and Heads of State. So now I've done that. So, in any case, take care, stay safe. We will be back next week. I will be back next week. Me and Matt will be back next week. Who knows what's going to happen? But either way, something will happen next week. And until then, stay safe, take care, and we will catch you next time.